Marone.
Hola.
Ciao.
Ciao.
My name is Bob Marjanovic and I am from Delhi campus. One amazing question first, just to open this.
It's an amazing question, even if you say so yourself. I like that.
Because I made it.
Because you made it. Yes.
I made it, yeah. Sarah Strong is back in lineup tonight. I think everybody asked this question, that's why I want to raise first. Sarah Strong is back in lineup tonight. Did you miss her?
Yeah, I always miss her. So do the other players.
Okay. Not just for this game, you know, you guys won this game easy, and congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask one question, please?
Is it an amazing one?
It's a better one.
It's a better one?
It's a better one. I keep that for you.
Okay.
I heard you're really good in baseball, and you and me play baseball outside from your restaurant, and you beat me, of course, because I'm bad. What meal I should have to order so I can feel better?
Maybe we make, instead of veal Milanese, maybe we make veal Serbian.
Okay, I like it. Sounds great.
Maybe we do that, just for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I feel better right now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
How you say that? Daleki. Slovak.
No, I don't have more questions.
You know Jovana?
Oh, Jovana.
Yeah, the girl from Serbia coming here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's coming here next year.
Okay, you guys have the best one. Serbian
Yeah, she's
Serbian
good.
blood.
Yeah.
Stubborn, but happy.
Yeah,
And work hard. Good.
yeah. We already had a Croatian kid who almost made me quit coaching, and now we got a Serbian kid. So we went from bad to worse.
Good luck with it.
And so, yeah.
Good luck with it.
But she's really good. She's a great kid, and we're really looking forward to having her here.
I know you got it because you're the best. And
So you have to come back. You have to come back.
I'll come back for sure. I really enjoy. I'll come back for sure.
Watch her play.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any more commercials? You doing any more commercials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Oh, it's part of the commercial.
Yeah.
What are we selling today?
No, not
Pizza. You like pizza?
No, I like pizza. I like Serbian Milanese.
Yeah.
And sauce.
Serbian Milanese. I love it. Never been to Serbia.
Please.
No.
You be my guest.
Only Croatia and Bosnia.
Please visit Serbia. You will enjoy. You be my guest. Like all set up. We got you everything clear. And we find some players for you.
Yeah.
More.
You know our friend. He's president of
Serbia.
Belgrade. Milan. You know Milan Tomic.
Milan Tomic, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's of Red Star.
Yes.
Yes, for Red Star.
For Red Star.
This the basketball team.
Yeah.
Small world.
Small world, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Take your time.
All right. Enough of that.
What's going next?
You see, I already asked everything about your question.
Were you pleased with Sarah's return? I mean, did you limit her minutes to 19 just to continue that little bit of rest for her?
When you don't play, the hardest thing is to keep up your conditioning. So you can get on the bike and ride the bike, or you can do other stuff, but playing basketball is how you get conditioned to play basketball. So if you don't play as much as you're used to playing, so gradually coming back, and just kind of keeping an eye on her, and wasn't this is a definitive, this is how many minutes. I just wanted to watch her and feel like, okay, I've seen enough, and now she can start getting ready for Saturday.
You talked yesterday about needing players like Allie and Kaylee and Ash to all play well to take you guys to that next level. You pleased? I mean, all three of them in double figures today. You pleased with the overall effort?
We talked about this a little bit. I think players get in trouble when they think that the way you impact the game is by scoring. you know, so everybody judges players today, including themselves, about how many points I score, you know. Hey, did you win? Yeah, and I had 20 points. You know, it's like nobody ever says, hey, did you guys win? Yeah, and I had 4 steals, 7 assists. You know, everybody talks about how many points they scored. But for us, I think I want to evaluate those guys on what kind of impact do they have on the game? Do they impact the game? Do we notice them defensively? Do we notice them, you know, making a play that maybe doesn't show up on the, you know, on the stat sheet? And I thought, you know, Ali and Echo and Ash, I thought they were exactly what we need them to be, you know. Jenna came in and was exactly what we need her to be. We need her to be like that, you know. And I think if we keep getting that, then we're going to be a hard team to play against for sure.
They had 6 3-pointers in the first half and then made 1 field goal in the third quarter. Just kind of, what was the defensive adjustment like at halftime, if anything?
Well, I don't make any adjustments anymore now that I know that they don't listen, because they told you guys they don't remember what I said at halftime. I thought the first half, I thought we did a pretty decent job defensively, but I don't know that we put enough pressure on them in their transition game. And I thought in the second half, because we scored more in the second half, we were able to get our pressure going. And I think when you're in a rush to score like they were, I think you start taking quick threes and maybe not the same quality of threes they got in the first half. But our defense was really, really good the whole third quarter and the whole fourth quarter for the most part. You know, that second half, we were really good offensively and we were really good defensively.
Anything else?
Boban took all the air out of them.
Sorry, guys.
You've talked about playing teams these second times and how it's a little more of a challenge, and Creighton had been a lot better since you saw them the first time. So just what were you able to do that really disrupted their flow offensively in the second half?
You know, it kind of works both ways, you know. When we played them the first time, maybe they weren't ready for what we did defensively. And maybe we weren't ready for what some of the stuff they did offensively. So it works both ways. You know, now they know what to expect from our defense, but we also know what to expect from their offense. So, you know, both teams learned a little bit from each other and from the first game. But I think we did a better job guarding their actions away from the ball. You know, that's what they're really good at. You know, that's what they're very good at. And they're young, you know. I talked to Flan before the game, their coach, and I said, Jim, like, you're a way different team than you were the first time we played you, and those young kids are only going to get better and better. You know, and I think he's got a terrific freshman class, and not easy for anybody to come in here and play against us, much less, you know, kids that are playing their first year of college basketball. So I think they're going to be, you know, they're going to look back when they're juniors and seniors and think that, you know, they have a chance to win, whereas maybe they came in here tonight. Some of them have never been in this building. So I really like their team.
You know, is there something you're trying to accomplish the last few weeks before the postseason? Is it just that, getting the role players to really embrace what they can do, or is there something else that you're looking at to fine tune?
You know, this is game number 26 for us. And after 26 games, you start to realize this is who we are as a team. There's things that I can fix. There's things that can't be fixed. So my job between now and the end of the season is to try to fix the things that I can and try to hide the things I can't fix and hope they don't cause us to lose, because there are some things I can't fix. And I'm not going to share with you what those are, but that's, every coach knows that about their team. You know, that there are things that we can get better at, and there are some things that we're just going to have to deal with and, you know, play through it, mask it a little bit, but it's a constant process, trying to get better.
What are those things you think you can get better at?
That we can get better at? Well, I think you can always get a little bit better at, like for instance, in the first half, I went in the locker room and I said that we didn't even attempt to get an offensive rebound. We shoot the ball and everybody jogs back on defense. And I said, I don't understand. You know, you don't need any talent to be an offensive rebounder. All you need is when the ball leaves somebody's hand, you automatically are putting yourself in a position to chase it down. And in the second half, we really did a pretty decent job keeping the ball alive and getting some offensive rebounds. And so I just think, you know, we make so many shots that when the shots are not going in, the ones that don't go in, I want to get better at getting some of those back. Next, I want to make sure that we don't commit silly fouls and put ourselves in those situations. And I thought for the most part, we got better at that today. The first quarter was really, really bad offensively because there was no flow, there was no, it was just everybody running around looking for something, I don't even know what. And then the rest of the time there was, you know, a flow, like everybody was playing together, you know. So to me, that's the only chance we have to be really, really good. Yeah, we have some players that if we can isolate them and play one-on-one or two-on-two, but you know, that's what I'm always looking for. Is there kind of a rhythm and a flow to our offense? And we seem to get a little bit of that, you know, for the most part today.
Can you just kind of speak to your level of confidence when Sarah is strongest on the court versus, you know, when she's not? You talked a little about the rhythm of the offense tonight. Do you feel a difference with that when she's on the court versus when she's not?
Do I feel a difference when Sarah Strong is on the floor level of confidence? Like if somebody stops hitting you in the head with a hammer, would you feel better? Yeah, big difference, right? Yeah, that's kind of how it is. You know, when she's not on the floor, there's a lot missing, you know. Sometimes you put a player on the floor and this is what they do. This one thing. When you put somebody like Sarah on the floor, now you're missing a great shooter. You're missing a great post player. You're missing a terrific passer. You're missing another ball handler. You're missing maybe our best defender. So one person out of the lineup is like losing 3 or 4 people out of the lineup. And, you know, especially then you take Blanca out, and now that's a really big loss having those two on the bench. But regardless of how I feel, when Sarah's on the floor, the rest of the kids feel. You saw that first quarter, everything looked broken, and she just single-handedly just took the game and made sure that it was okay.
The consistency you've gotten from Allie while Blanca's been out, have you given any thought to just kind of what the rotation might look like once you do get Blanca back, just kind of how you keep her as involved as she's been?
Allie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, her high school coach and her family, they're all coming to Marquette. They got like 50 people coming to the game on Saturday. And if she doesn't run back on defense, that sucker, she's going to the bench forever when Blanca comes back. You know, when someone's not available to you, that's really an opportunity for other people to, this is my shot. You know, not that it's going to make or break my year, but who doesn't want more options, you know. If there's 100 things involved in a game of basketball, and you know, Allie can do maybe a few of the things that Blanca can do. But she has some experience, and she was a point guard in high school. She knows where the ball's supposed to go. She can shoot it like nobody else, you know, like when you watch her shoot it. So having someone else to come in there and be able to, I think the Tennessee game was a huge step for Allie, because you know, there's going to be games where she's going to be a big factor. So.
Joey, do you have a question?
Coach, one of the things that Izzy said she wanted to work on this year was to be a lockdown defender. How would you assess where she's improved this year on defense?
I mean, compared to freshman year or sophomore year, you know, this year she's playing a lot more basketball. You know, all the injuries that she had, she didn't get a chance to play much. So when you don't get to see a lot of the different things that are happening on the court, it's hard. But being able to be at practice every day, being on the court a lot, she sees things better, she reacts better. She's gotten really, really good on the ball. You know, every game that we go into, we put her on the other team's best guard, best perimeter player, I should say. So that's the kind of confidence that we have in her.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah.
You know, you've won these games by 30, 40 points recently. How's practice changed? Do you turn up the heat in practice to put them in tougher situations, or are you worried about maybe keeping them fresher for what's coming up next?
Yeah, that's the dilemma that you have to figure out, right? I think we have 5 games left in the regular season, and at this time of the year, players don't want to practice. They want to play games, and that's okay. So I have to have them ready to play games. What used to take 2 hours in practice, if it still takes 2 hours, then I'm not a good coach. We're not good coaches if it still takes 2 hours. And players are not going to go out there and practice 2 hours in February. So we try to make the practices shorter, obviously, but the intensity level most days is going to be really high. And early on, you know, it's a lot of teaching. And now at this time of the year, it becomes more, what situations are we going to see, and how do we simulate those going forward. So, you know, there's a flow to the season, you know, from October all the way through. And for me, this time of the year is to build some momentum. You know, it's like you're climbing a mountain from October, and now you're like at the last, because once March 1st comes and you're at the top, it's just a slide all the way down, and it happens so fast, and you just want to have your best, you know, you want to have the best conditioned team, you want to have the smartest team, you want to have a team that's most confident. You know, we've done a pretty good job here in Connecticut of getting ready for March. So stick with what we've been doing.